Many of you have asked questions, and we want to answer them as best we can. Each week, we're going to be posting more answers. So if you have questions that you'd like to ask us, and that doesn't just mean me. I'm Cheryl, but there's also my husband, Harry, and our son, Harry III, our son, Roman, our daughter, Stephanie, and we'll answer the questions that you ask as best we can, at least. One particular question I get a lot of questions on is about worship, because that's kind of my thing, is worship. I love to worship God. And recently, this is coming up in just a few months, we're going to have our next We Who Worship gathering. And we get so many questions about that particular subject, because a lot of people think if they're not a singer, or if they don't play an instrument, or if they don't dance, then I must not be a worshiper. But the fact is that if you love God with all your heart, that in itself causes you to be a worshiper. When you say, I love God, you're a worshiper. You're a worshiper of the Most High God. And that's why we want you to come to We Worship in June 18, 19, 20. And you're going to love it, because it's not just about music. Even though music is a big part of one of the things we are allowed to use for worship, worship's all about the heart. In John chapter 4, when Jesus was talking to the woman at the well, it's really one of the scriptures we use more about worship than any other. And he said to her, the Father seeks worshipers who will worship him in spirit and in truth. And many times when I'm thinking about that scripture, I think about the fact was, where was the band? You know, where were the singers? No singers, no band, because worship's not about music. God lets us use music as part of our worship, but worship's about the heart. David is one of the most prime worshipers in the entire Bible, and yet he was a worshiper because he was a man after God's own heart. So it's a heart thing with God. Worship's always been about heart, and it'll always be about heart. So we'd love if you would join us in June, and you bring your own worship in whatever way you worship God. If you have other questions, we'd love for you to ask them, and we will answer them as best we can. You can write your comments below and ask the question. You can subscribe below, and you can also give us a thumbs up. We will love to hear from you, and we'll answer any questions that we can. Thank you.